welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell, it's a makeup look, but I'm also going to be doing like a kind of story time, catching up on like what you guys have been missing out on, what really is going on, like what's tea in my life. And I'm getting ready for a concert, but it is a gospel concert, and I am going to film some of that and, you know, hopefully show you guys a little bit of like the event, my outfit, me walking, because look at this hair. Look at this hair. You wouldn't believe how easy it is to do this hair. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you... Okay, so we're gonna get started with the hair first, obviously, because I do hair, makeup, outfit. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. That's how I do it. I'm gonna use this Remington, I think it is, wand. You've seen these around for years, tried and true. Basically what I like to do is I get my hair and I bring it all to the front, and then I curl those pieces. And we're gonna do the other, some hairspray. Do a little hairspray on these. But look at that. Look at these curls just. So, ooh, okay. We're just gonna let that sit and marinate while we do our makeup. To push it back. Perfect. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use some of my pink tape to really get that cat eye effect. I thought I would catch you guys up and talk to you guys about where I've been, how I've been, like what's going on since you guys last seen me. And I think the last time I really posted, I was still dancing. I don't dance anymore. I've been freed and delivered. But I don't know, I went through like a really sad phase, and then I met my boyfriend, and then we had a baby, and that was super toxic. Like it was super, super toxic. But we'll save that for another day, right? So let me see what I can use. Let me use this to do my eyebrows. I'm gonna fill them in a little bit first though. So I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit, and he actually freed me from dancing. I no longer dance, thank God. It's been a while now. I mean, you know, pretty much since I had my son. But I don't know, I just can't even get my words together right now, honestly. I was dancing, I was depressed, I was alone, you know, I was not making the right decisions for longevity. Sorry, doing my eyebrows is kind of making me quiet. So I wasn't making the right decisions for longevity. I wasn't pursuing any purpose, any plan. I was kind of just living in the now, which I think a lot of us tend to do. And although I was making money and I was supporting myself, you know, at some point, I think I just got burnt out. I was like tired of being in the strip club. I was tired of dealing with all the different energies and all the different people that you meet in the club. And I really wanted a way out, but I think I was just too afraid to admit it, that I wanted a way out, that I didn't want to be in that situation anymore, that I no longer was happy. Although at one time I was very happy. I loved the stage, I loved dancing, I loved the feeling, the rush, the fast money. And then I guess my frontal lobe developed or something, and I just was like, what am I doing here? Like, You know, what is this really doing for me? And then I kind of got really depressed and I crashed out. And then, you know, a lot of the stuff that comes with the club is like drinking and abusing drugs and like, there was just so much that was going on at the time. And then I got into that relationship that was very, very toxic, but it was very intoxicating at the same time. Like, I felt like I was like, oh my God, this is like the love of my life. Like, I love him so much. I want to be with him forever. And eventually, like at first, you know, he was cool with me dancing. And then eventually he was like, I don't want this for you. Like, I'm jealous or whatever. Like, I have, like, you're mine, whatever stuff, you know? Like the typical kind of relationship stuff. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So I stopped dancing. We started living together. And the relationship was actually one of the most amazing, loving relationships I've probably ever been in. At the beginning, like, he was kind and he was generous and he was smart and engaging and he cared so much about me and like my well-being, and he always showed up for me in like every way. He always went the extra mile, like a million times over. I was like head over heels over this boy. He could do no wrong in my eyes, you know? He could do no wrong in my eyes. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of red flags that I should have noticed. Also, just like, I guess the way that me and him started dating also was kind of like a red flag. But at the time, I was so young, I was naive, I was dumb, you know, you believe. Like, your first time being in love, you kind of just believe what they say to you. Like, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, why would he lie to me? That's my man. So I'd be like, why would he lie to me? That's literally my man. Like, he loves me. Which is, now I see, crazy and delusional to think that way. But I don't know why I just did that. That looks insane. Okay. Yeah, so I was in that relationship. Things were really, really, really beautiful. I stopped dancing. Well, I still kind of danced, and then like he wanted me to stop dancing. And then COVID hit. But at this point, like at some point our relationship got real rocky. Like, he was being really shady and he was hiding things from me, and like I was also hiding things from him, you know. Like, at some point where you feel like you can't trust somebody, you just like stop communicating openly and you stop talking about certain things. So like, I just felt like, I mean, I wasn't cheating on him or anything, so I just didn't feel the need to disclose every single little thing that I had going on in the club. And he also kind of like stopped showing interest. He like stopped showing up for me the ways that he would. He like, it was just different. And then the pandemic hit and we were like together 24/7. So he was like in love with me. We loved each other. We were happy. We were spending literally every moment with each other. And that's when we conceived a baby. And then we lost the baby. And then we tried for another baby, because when we lost the baby, he comforted me and told me how much he wanted to have a baby with me and he loved me and blah, 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 blah. Right? So my dumbass was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Why would you not be in love with me? Why would you not want to have a baby with me? Like, I am the bomb.com. Like, you couldn't tell me otherwise. And we lost the baby. Then I got pregnant again. We were so excited. And then, like, it was like, I kind of prayed about it, like, because I kind of felt, I had a suspicion he was acting funny, you know, and I kind of felt it, and I was like praying about it. And I was like, God, like, show me who he really is. Like, if he's for me, show me. And if he's not, like, I'm not ready, but show me anyway, you know? And sure enough, I found out that he was cheating on me. And then it was like not just one like thing. It was not just like, oh, he cheated on you with a girl this like Wednesday that just passed or whatever. Like, it was like a series of events, the way I found out. It was, sorry, I'm over here moving so much. It was like a series of events. So like, I'm sorry about the water, so I'm over here wetting my beauty blender. He basically was texting other girls, like trying to meet up with other girls at his job of all places. Mind you, he was always drinking at his job. He was never like doing what he was supposed to be doing. I would always catch him in like people's hotel rooms, no, not hotel rooms, apartment complex, bedrooms, whatever, apartment, like in the apartment complex instead of where you're supposed to be doing. You want blueberries? Can you bring me a bowl? Go bring a bowl.
Okay.
So, boom. I find out I'm pregnant again. I'm happy. Then I find out he's texting another girl. Here.
Get you.
You're welcome. Don't eat them all, please. Thank you. So boom, I find out he's texting other girls. I find out that he's flirting with one of his coworkers. His coworker is on her Instagram talking about how she's having dreams about sleeping with my man. My man, bitch. Like, could you imagine you, like, this coworker that he's been working with, that he's been talking SHIT about, you go and you look on her page because he decides to follow her because he's an idiot. At least if you're gonna fucking cheat, know how to fucking do it correctly, right? Anyway, so he goes onto her, I go onto her page. I see that she's having these like story times about how she's imagining having sex with one of her coworkers, which obviously is my boyfriend because they work the same shift, right? And also the rest of them look like, you know, dog feces. Like, I'm like, I already know who she's talking about. I need no more information. So I'm like trying to confront him about all this other stuff. He comes home and tells me that his baby mama, his first baby mama, is pregnant. Bitch, a week apart. Literally a week apart. She ended up being a week apart. Anyway, I do not condone it. Obviously, when he told me, he got that 1-2 piece because I don't know what he thought he was gonna get out of me from telling me that. Like, I'm trying to talk to you about something else, and then you're gonna blindside me with that information. Like, anyway, I couldn't believe it, honestly. At first, I was just like in denial about it, and like, I think after I gave him that 2 piece, he was like, I need to go to the hospital. Ooh. He was not. He was just being dramatic. Whatever. I let him leave. I really didn't want to see him. I'm like, I don't feel like being around you. You're like the worst person to be around right now. Anyway, that was like not it. That was not it. So like after that, we obviously, because I'm stupid, okay, because I'm dumb. We talked it out, we worked it out. I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna be together. And he was like really good for a little bit. You know, like he would take me to all my cravings, and he was not going out as much, and he was coming home the way he was supposed to, and things were great. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I could do it like this because the love was there. The love was there when things were good, it was good. But he just had a habit of making really stupid decisions that affected us in a relationship, and then like he would act like he didn't understand why I was upset. Like he would act like, oh, like I don't understand why you're so mad at me. Like for very obvious reasons, sir. For very obvious reasons, I'm mad at you because they're embarrassing. Like, but yeah. So basically, things were going well. He wasn't really seeing his other baby mama, mind you. Like, I'm sure she had a really, you know, she was also experiencing pregnancy, and I feel bad that, you know, she didn't get the same experience, although she purposefully got pregnant. Like, we all know. You know, it's very obvious. But, like, that's cool. I get it. I'm really not upset because how could I be? You know, that's his first baby mama. So, like, at the end of the day, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, sister. And, then eventually one day I'm like had a dream, basically. Not even a dream, like a feeling. I was just like, he was at work. I had a feeling, like a hunch. And I know people are like, you should not be listening to your hunches, and you girls be making stuff up in their head, and y'all are crazy. And like, we're not. We're 100% not. I had a feeling that he was cheating on me in that very moment. Like, it was like literally right now as we speak, he's cheating on me. And I had almost caught him one other time with that same feeling. I pulled up to his job. I like walked into the place. His coworker, like I went in with some people. His coworker like couldn't catch me fast enough. I guess his coworker let him know that I was coming up to that floor, and he came out before I could catch anybody in the act type shit. So like, whatever. I was like determined to catch him because he was the kind of person that like you could show him pictures of him doing something and he would be like, that's not even me, you know, like that's literally what I was dealing with. And I was like, okay, like if I'm going to be able to get him to admit his wrongs, like I need to catch him. Like I don't know why I even cared so much to catch him. Like I don't understand why. Well, I mean, obviously I was pregnant and it's my first baby because we had lost the baby, and there was a lot of like emotional stuff going on. There was a lot of like just stupidity, really. I was just being dumb and young, and I do regret staying that long, honestly, because what did it get me, really? Nothing but embarrassment and humiliation and, you know, trauma to tell a therapist. But other than that, I really didn't get nothing out of it. The relationship was very toxic. You know, all he really had to deliver was some, you know, eggplant. And that was it. That was all he had to offer. And my simple-minded self was okay with that at the time. You know, because he could make me laugh or whatever. And just embarrassing, dude. When I think about it, I'm just so upset with myself that I even put up with such mediocrity. But anyway, where was I at? Man, my brain's too tense. Oh yeah, the last time I the kicker, the reason why I left was really because I was feeling like he was cheating on me. It was one of those moments I'm like, yeah, he's actively cheating on me right now. And I decided to look at my emails for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was God, like being like, go to your emails. And I noticed that he was logged in on my Google account. So I did what any girl would do, and I logged into his Instagram through his Google account, because if you have the email back in the day, I don't know if you can still do it, you used to be able to just go from the email and be like, take me to my account, and you would press on the link and it would take you to the login automatically. Boom. So I was like, I'm in there, I'm in here, we're gonna look and see what's going on. And yeah, I went to all his messages, all of them. Every single girl he flirted with, basically, I went through all his messages. I've seen everything. Everything that I thought he was doing was definitely confirmed. He was definitely doing everything that I thought he was doing, and some. Like, the man did not quit at just cheating with a girl at work and talking to X-girl and Y-girl. Like, he was basically acting single. Like, he just didn't even have anyone at all. But there was a specific girl that I was, like, very concerned about. So And sure enough, I seen her in the messages, and he was talking about how she tasted. And I immediately knew that he was cheating on me. And it was like at that moment, like, and she was like, text me, you know, who knows what happened after that, because the messages were no longer on Instagram or DM, they were like a text message. So, yeah. That for me was the last straw. I was in my friend's bed. I just was looking at the messages coming in, and after that I was like, oh yeah, like, it's time for me to go. This was enough for me. And when he came home from work, I went and met him in the car because I couldn't contain myself. I was so excited to tell him about the news that I had just found out. And you can imagine from what I previously stated how that went. And yeah, it was chaos. It was a lot. I was distraught, dramatic, overwhelmed, like depressed. Girl, depressed. Depressed, for sure. I was so sad about it. I could not believe this. I just couldn't believe it because honestly, we had such a good bond. Like, I really, really trusted this man. Like, I really had, like, I just felt like we talked about everything. We told each other everything. Like, nothing was too off limits or too crazy, or like, it was just like he was the perfect person for me. And then he just wasn't. Like, he wasn't the perfect person. I was just living in delusion, you know? Like, I was literally living in delusion. Right? Cute, cute, cute. I mean, under here doesn't need too much. So yeah, I was living in delusions. Delusions of grandeur for this relationship, really. And after that, like, I left, or I kicked him out. Oh. I actually kicked him out. He left. He was like, we were working towards getting an apartment. He moved into that apartment, and I stayed behind. And then it was kind of toxic because I didn't want to be with him. So because I didn't want to be with him, he was like just doing stuff to like purposefully hurt me or whatever. And then one day we had a call, like, I don't know, I think it might have been like, I don't even think it was Mother's Day or whatever day it was. Like, he had did something, he had like kind of owned up to a little bit, slightly apologized to me, which sometimes, like, you'd be surprised what somebody like really wants out of you, because all I really wanted was for him to acknowledge that what he did was foul, was messed up, that I didn't deserve it, whatever, you know. But he just is so delusional and crazy. Like, he just wants to act like he didn't do anything. And then he tries to talk about the fact that I was a dancer and the stuff that I would do as a dancer. But it's like, you knew I was a dancer when you met me. You knew what I was doing. And I guess people could argue that I knew that he was a hoe when I met him, you know? But yeah, so you can imagine, I don't know if any of you guys have kids or have a baby daddy that ain't SHIT like mine, but obviously when you have a baby with somebody, it's because you love them and you think you're gonna spend forever with them, and you think about having a family and raising your family and yada yada yada. Anyway, so when that obviously did not happen, I was very distraught, I was very sad, I was very depressed. I could not eat, I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't like function. I would go to the strip club and I would be sad at the strip club. Like, there was just so much like that was going on. I was drinking so much. like all the time. It was just spiraling out of control. I really didn't know what to do. Like, I just felt like I was dealing with so much heartbreak. It was really sad. And like, I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit one night, and believe it or not, that is not what caused me to go in the right direction yet. But, or like it did, but like not all the way. I was still kind of on the fence. But basically, I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit. I had a night where I just was twacked out of my mind, and I had some, just everything you can think of, honestly. And I had an encounter. I basically went to hell. I went straight to hell. Yes, I know, sounds crazy. I went straight to hell. It smelled terrible. It was scary. It was dark. I was like turned, like, I don't know if you've ever seen that yoga pose where they're like that, and my skin was inside out, and there was a demon who had me on a chain, and he was like the demon that basically tormented me. And I was a very lustful person, and that was like the sexual demon, lustful demon, whatever. I'm not sure what the demon is called, but basically that was the demon that was tormenting me, because that was my like vice, that was my thing, that was kind of like what I was doing at the time. And it was scary. It was terrifying. I was seeing the people, like everybody was kind of just like in their own bubble, but there were so many, and you could see like just nothing but people, you know, in the abyss of things. Like, it was just like the more further out you saw, it was just more people. Like, and everybody was kind of in their own bubble, suffering like their own hell. And there was a lot of people. There's people like DUIs, you know, drunk people, like young people, people that just hadn't turned and given their life to God yet. And it was terrifying. It was scary. And I just kept thinking, like, I just felt so righteous. I was like, oh my God, I'm not even a bad person. I've never killed anyone. I've never hurt anyone on purpose like that. Like, I've never, you know, like killed, whatever. Anyway, I was just like making excuses for the sin that I was living in. Like, well, I'm like, I'm not that bad. I don't understand why I'm here. And you know, I even like to think of myself as a good person, because I am, you know, I like to do good things. It was just like, there's nothing that you can do to gain the entry, you know, like, so it had nothing to do with me. It just was the fact that I hadn't given my life to Christ. I hadn't surrendered, and it was really scary. But anyway, I woke up out of that, and I was frightened. Obviously, for the first few days, I didn't do anything. I wouldn't even like go out there. And then like life started lifing again, and I started doing the same thing. I just fell right back into the same loop of things. Like, it was just like an endless loop of just stupidity. A bunch of stuff happened. Like, one of my friends got into an accident. Like, it was just a lot. It was a lot of stuff that was happening at that time. And I finally was like, made the decision to leave that life behind, to find a better outlet for my pain. And I started to fight back. I started to fight back the depression. I started to fight back just whatever demons were tormenting me, and fight back and get my power back and get my spark back, because I was just unrecognizable, I'd say. And so I was fighting to get my spark back. I really, really wanted to just be me again. The me before anything happened. And I did. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of sacrifice. I got in the gym. You know, I stopped hanging out with certain friends. I stopped doing certain things, and I started to really focus on me and what was best for me and my son. you know? And it took a lot. It took a lot, like, for me to admit where I was wrong and where I had messed up and what I had done wrong, you know, because nobody is perfect, and we all like to shift blame sometimes because nobody likes to take accountability. It's not fun to take accountability, but I definitely was just at my wit's end with the way that I was living. I was making all the wrong decisions. I ended up like losing my job, which it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise later. So really everything was working out better, but I still couldn't kick these habits, like certain habits that I just had. I just couldn't kick them. I was like, even if I prayed them away, they would be gone for a little bit and then they would come back. And I still struggle. I still struggle to this day with certain things, but I'm in a way better place. I understand who I am and who he says I am and how loved I truly am and how capable I am with him by my side, right? So kind of like, it took years, honestly. It was years of me like fighting to stay sober, fighting to stay sane, fighting to create a positive environment for my son. It was a lot of fighting that went into that. And it was really tough. I can't even lie to you. And I was by myself. I literally was by myself the entire time, trying to figure out everything while being a first-time mom and dealing with heartbreak and having to just figure out everything on the spot whenever I needed something. It was not like his dad was really responsive and trying to make life easier for me. So I just like focused on me, put my energy on me, placed all my bets on me. And the gym really helped me a lot. It helped me stay sober, helped me stay consistent. It helped me stay like grounded. I was like, the gym helped. And then like now I have daily rituals where I wake up and I praise God. Before I go to bed, I praise God. I have moments with him. I have conversations with him. I talk with him on the daily and I ask him for advice on how I should live my life. And he blessed me in more ways than I can even tell you. Like, I have the most beautiful apartment. I live in a beautiful area. My son is gonna grow up and be surrounded by a good environment, a good area. And I'm very happy. I wish I could show you pictures and videos of when I was at my lowest, because I looked and felt unrecognizable, like a different person. I was going through postpartum. I was going through just like losing my father because my father passed away. I lost a baby, I lost my dad, and then I was pregnant again. So you just imagine like the emotional roller coaster I was on. I was pregnant again. I found out he was cheating on me and he got his other baby mama pregnant. And then like, it was just too much to bear. It was too much for me to bear on my own. I felt like I was going insane. And I think like a lot of people go through those feelings and we don't like to admit it or talk about it because it's scary. And I was in like one of the darkest places of my life. Like, I truly was. I truly didn't know. I didn't want to be here no more. I didn't want to live. I didn't have the will to continue. And God really pulled me out of it. When I tell you he pulled me out, I was like defeated. I was like, I don't even want to do anything. I literally didn't want to do anything. And he pulled me out of that, and brick by brick and piece by piece, he made something out of me, out of nothing, something out of literally nothing. He made something. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to repay him for what he has done, how much love he has shown me throughout the years, how often I didn't see it that way, or I didn't see what he was really doing in my life, how he had saved me from me so many times before. And I just encourage everybody, you know, like, what really do you have to lose? Especially when you're going through a dark time like I was. It was honestly the best decision I ever made for myself, for my son, for my well-being, was to just surrender and give it to God and place it at his feet. He's changed everything for me. Like, every single thing. I'm gonna start school soon. I'm gonna like get back in the groove of making YouTube videos, because this, as you guys probably know, has always been the dream. I just never had enough stability really, and like I was just always going through the motions of like breaking up with somebody, moving out with somebody, like hanging, you know, just like so many things would always happen, and I would always get discouraged, and I would fall back and be like, well, why would I even, you know. Anyway, you have your doubts. Everybody has their doubts, but I just feel like I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of like being like, well, what if it doesn't? But you know, like, you'll never know unless you try. And I just feel like I want to be able to encourage other girls, other mothers, you know, who have been in similar situations, that it's not over for you. It was definitely not over for me, you know, like, it's not the end of the world, although it does feel like it. I literally felt like my heart was being ripped out of my chest. I couldn't even focus. It was just so bad. And now I just see that it was all for the betterment of me, really. For me to be who I needed to be, and who I am now, and who I am for other people. I needed to go through what I went through so I could help other people out. And so, with that being said, that is why I am going out tonight, and I'm getting ready because I'm going to go see Maverick City. It's one of my favorite gospel groups, other than like Elevation Worship. But I've changed like my whole outlook on life, and it's been better, because it's true. Like they say, his way is better. His way is better, 100 times better. I am so mad that I've been doing it my way all this time, when I could have been done it his way and been happier. Like, you think you know what's best for you, and you don't. You know, I thought I wanted to be with that guy forever, and look, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that that didn't happen, because I would be miserable with him. I'd literally be miserable right now. And like, I'm not, because I'm not with him. Because I'm single, I'm happy, and I did learn a lot from that relationship that I think I will take with me, you know. I think everybody learns something. But, you know, I wish him well. I hope he heals and figures out, you know, what he's supposed to be doing here on earth, and what his purpose is. And I wish him well. At the end of the day, that is my son's father, because I do have a beautiful 3-year-old now, and he is the light of my life. He keeps me sane and normal. Although he also does drive me insane too. He literally could not have came at the better time. Like, although there was so much going on, because girl, trust me, when you got all this stuff going on, all this drama, and you're about to have a baby with this man, like, you think like, oh my God, like, do I even want to go through this? Like, and honestly, I have no regrets. I'm very thankful that he's here and he's well, and that he's in the world. But with all that being said, my update is that I am better now. I'm happy. I will be posting like workout videos because I do a lot of gym stuff. I will be doing more makeup content because I love doing my makeup. I know I probably look crazy, but it's like expression. It's a form of expression, like they say. And I just love, oh, I love the pink. I love the pink. Like, I just love pink. Love it, love it, love it. I can't get enough. And I always do this like between my brows because I just feel like it defines that like little bone that you got. Boom. Gorgeous. And then we can bake. What are you gonna bake? We're gonna bake, yeah. We're gonna bake. Gonna bake, you know. And when I say this, I am by no means perfect, okay? But also, God does not call you to be perfect. He calls you to be willing. And I'm definitely more than willing. Like, and he, you know what, he talks to me a lot. Sometimes he wants me to give up my food. Sometimes he wants me to talk to people. Sometimes he's like, hey, go talk to that person. That person needs, you know, guidance. This person needs you to say something. I don't even be knowing what to say because I'm not, you know, I'm not God. I don't know how to comfort people. I barely know how to comfort myself, you know, but God really will speak through you. Like, he will literally give you the words. He will give you the confidence. He will give you everything so you're able to convey the message, you know. I just, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. And he'll always show me that he is on time, that I'm on time. Oh, there's one there. I really like my moles, and I'm sad when I don't have them on my face. I know I have one more. Okay, I think that's good. Super cute. We're baking. I'm gonna do my lashes now because the lashes are literally the whole look. And I'm gonna use it, I think this is called a tubing mascara, but I'm gonna do my lashes. I'm gonna use some individuals and brush it. That goes like that. Like, if you want to put your baby hair down a little bit, you can. Like that. See, a little bit like that. You can just use your fingers and whatever excess gel you have. And then I'm just gonna use the comb part to brush. So before I leave, obviously I'm gonna brush it out. But for now, we can leave it like that. Like this, boom. Gorgeous. Literally a fucking living doll. So, boom, I'm gonna take off this excess powder. the really dark one, or if I should just do brown. I'll probably just do brown. And then I'm just gonna use this gloss. It's the shade Gummy Bear. It's a Maybelline Hyaluronic Gloss. Okay, so this is the finished look. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I think I'm gorgeous. If you want to see, let me get the dress. So cute. It literally sparkles. I'm so excited to put this on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my channel, for watching me get ready. I literally look like $1 million. Or, I mean, I feel like it. And I can't wait to go to this concert. I can't wait to enjoy the energy and see how the vibes are. I'm so excited, so ecstatic. I love how my makeup looks. It looks chef's kiss.